Hello and welcome to Back to Basics Homestead. My name is Annie and I want to talk about the reasons behind my change of plan. This week I was about to broad fork some carrot seeds that I have. I have a big collection of carrots, so I was just gonna do some rows and broad fork and mix them and hope for the best for the harvest. I've been doing that every year and I have snacking carrots every year all through the gardening season, and sadly I was not getting a long harvest to keep over winter. And I was growing carrots just for the fun of it because carrots are still available in the store year-round and for an affordable price. But with everything going on, that scenario probably will end up changing. Like all the vegetables in the grocery store, I am seeing a trend that everything is getting more and more expensive. So after seeing a video from a good friend of mine, her name is Mallorie, she also has two YouTube channels. Her English one is Quebec Homestead and her French one is Malo à la ferme. I will link them in the description below. And she probably does not know this, or probably has a little idea. She's the reason why you guys are seeing me on YouTube. She found me about 18 months ago and she has given me the push that I needed, the confidence that I needed just to get started, and she's been answering like my thousands and thousands of questions. So thank you, Mallorie, for your patience and for your guidance and for giving me the courage that I required to start my YouTube channel. That being said, her video was about her carrot harvest last year. I will also link that below, and the overwintering carrots that she collected last week in her garden. It just got me like, I was amazed. She's in zone 3 in Quebec, so 2 zones lower than me, and she got herself some seeds from Jardin Les Coumènes, which the variety was called Chantenay Red Core. So I immediately jumped on my phone. I was about to order some seeds and I'm like, you know what, I'm just gonna go check out my carrot collection because it is quite full. I could probably have these seeds, and I did. I am not sponsored by any of the seed companies that I'm showing. I just simply love what they stand for and love what the products that they have, and overall, like those are like some of my favorite seed places. So I had it from Baker Creek, and I barely used the seeds last year, and the seed package says at least 800, so I'm probably good to go for this season. There is a lot. And after reading about my type of soil, I have heavy clay soil. I read that it's better to have blockier carrots and shorter carrots in your garden. So after analyzing what I have available in my seed inventory, I am going to grow a Oxheart, which is a 90-day variety, and a lot of Parisian. They're about this big. Parisian, they're about 55 days to harvest. So those are going to be the main 3 carrots that I'm going to be planting in the in-ground garden in the back, and I will also be using a broad fork. I'll show you a picture what a broad fork is. I am using like a DIY fork, garden fork, for picking up poop and hay and stuff like that. So that's how I am doing the no-till in my back garden. I'm using a garden fork, and I am bringing up the soil, loosening up the soil, and then amending it, and I am sowing in rows. I am doing the market garden style, which is a 30-inch wide garden bed by probably like 14 or 15 feet deep, and I have 2 beds like that, and I will probably be doing 4 to 6 rows in each of the garden beds. So that's the reason behind my shift in mentality. I always loved to grow the rainbow, and I love to grow food for my kids because they do go in the garden and snack a lot. So those are like, last year I didn't see the importance of harvesting and preserving carrots for overwintering, but this year I'm shifting gears and I'm doing that. I'm going to bring you in the garden. I'm going to show you the garden beds. One is almost ready to be planted, the other one needs to get prepped, and using the fork, my broad fork. I did put an order into the universe because, you know, I'm an optimistic person. I asked my husband if he can make a DIY broad fork for me. He is a welder, so I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, my birthday is at the end of this month. Maybe I'm gonna get a broad fork for this year, and it's actually preventing me from using the tiller at all. I do not use the tiller in the garden anymore, only where I plant squashes to dig up the cocoons of squash vine borers at the end of the season. So that's the only reason why I'm using the tiller in the garden. Otherwise, I'm just using the broad fork and just adding organic matter every year to the garden. So I'm going to bring you in the main garden, and I'm going to show you the garden beds. Let's go. So here is garden bed number 1, almost ready for planting, and garden bed number 2, not ready. So I'm going to continue doing what I do, and I'm going to sow after. Hope you enjoy the little time lapse of what took me from what seems forever, super fast for you guys. So now the 2 beds have been broad forked. I need to add a layer of compost, and then I can start sowing. So to give you an idea of what I'm doing, I made a trench. I didn't make it all the way. I just wanted to make for purpose of demonstration. So I'm making it's about, I would say, 4 inches away from the start of the row. And then I'm gonna make a row all the way down. And then 4 to 6 inch, I'm gonna make another trench. In the middle, I'm sowing, I'm transplanting onions, and then probably 2 more rows, two or 3. So depending how big my onions are, so there's going to be 2 or 3 here, the onions in the middle for companion planting, and then 2 or 3 there. Now I have 1 bed planted. And it's dinner time, so I have to go prep dinner. So thank you for popping in and sowing some seeds today. And everything you're doing, when you subscribe, you like, you comment, you share, it helps support me, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for popping in. And soon, I'll be having carrots on camera with you. Take care. Bye. I guess I don't need tiller, a machine. I can just ask them to do it. But I do hope that when the fence is fixed, and that my tomato plants will be transplanted here, I hope they will learn that there's something planted and they can't go.
wish me luck.